What's up, everyone? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Check out the show on YouTube, and we're ready to rock and roll with Batman versus Predator. Oh, yeah, Dark Horse Comics. Yeah, and the story is just as sexy as the title, so let's just get it on. Are you ready? I know I am. Now we start off with a fight, a boxing fight, if you will. And this is going on in Gotham, so you're guaranteed that something shady is going on. Someone's getting a payoff somewhere, someone's getting knocked out, and someone's going to be making some bet money. But meanwhile, outside of Gotham, a man kicks back in his trailer with his dog. And of course, his dog takes off, and his dog kind of makes a loud scream. He goes out to check his dog. And yet, there's nothing but blood. And then lights appear on his chest, and poof, the man with a shotgun is dead. Shot in his trailer, his dog murdered. There's a hunter in town. There's a hunter moving towards Gotham City. A predator. Now, if anyone who's seen the movies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These predators come down and they hunt what they refer to as big game humans, intelligent humans, humans with extra abilities, the alpha male, if you will. But anyways, the fight goes on. The crime bosses have a little conversation. And this is just the status quo for mafioso kind of baloney, which you're going to find out that a lot of Gotham is actually ran by mobsters, real corrupt officials. But meanwhile, one of the boxers is having a little sexy time with the lady. And, he's promising her sweet nothings and this and that. She tells him, you're as tough as Batman, which of course was a lie. And then there's blood dripping down. Yeah, the Predator is here, ready for action. And he fires a net. And this net is kind of one of those like rot nets where they eat into the skin. And he just has his way with him, ripping out his skull and spine. Status quo. Now, of course, Wayne actually mixes up in these parties, trying to find out whatever scrap of information he can, because people just think that he's a rich socialite that bangs chicks and drinks, crashes cars, and does nothing else. But the Batman shows on the scene. I love this picture right here that he just shows up like, yeah. And it's a classic Batman costume too. The gray, blue cape, yellow symbol. And Batman's treating this like a murder, like a slaughter. And he kind of finds it interesting that trophies have been taken. But why? And the weaponry. He's found little scraps here and there. Now, of course, they go through the usual questioning. They're questioning his opponent from the last night. Batman's trying to figure out what's going on. Because basically that dude beat the brakes off of him earlier. So, Batman's doing his usual investigation thing. The other boxers try to defend, the main guy. But, he's Batman. Batman's level is far beyond just plain pugilism. He knocks that guy out. Of course, Batman gets a point through and takes off. But someone's watching him, following him from the shadows, invisible. And this is interesting about the Predators. They kind of sort of learn language, or they record language, and they play it back at really odd times. So keep track of that, because that's actually going to start happening. Alfred and Batman, of course, are talking Bruce Wayne, and they're trying to figure out the personality of this creature, this killer. It's something else, something different from the usual. And Batman's kind of going through the list of suspects. This is Gotham. There's a lot of killers. But Batman's going on the hunt tonight to see if he can't find this new threat to Gotham and put an end to it. But then another murder. The boxer's opponent was killed, as well as everyone else, slaughtered. Except, interestingly enough, a witness who is blind. And the Predator spared him. It wasn't worth killing. And the interesting thing was, when he said it, it almost sounded like Batman's voice. Of course, Batman takes some evidence, and he's beginning to see that this Predator has a code of honor. But when this guy was about to spill the beans on anything else, energy beam shoots out, and the cops open fire. They have no idea what they're firing at, but yet Batman stands there, stands tall, brave, while the 3 laser beams are in his heart, and they fade away. And Batman looks up and goes, "I'm not sure what it is, but I'm beginning to understand the rules." And he's beginning to think that this creature prefers hand-to-hand combat. This was a creature made for Batman because certain predators carry certain weapons. They have certain code of ethics. They like to kill with certain things. And it seems like this one doesn't like killing their opponents unless they have a gun, or if they have to use their gun. And Batman's kind of, he's the greatest detective in the world. He's kind of figuring this out piece by piece. They're taking trophies. He seems like a big game hunter in some ways. He does it with surgical precision. This creature has had training. So anyways, at this funeral, little mafioso gathering. It's funny how much these mafia guys actually gather together. And they're planning out their next, like I said, funeral, who they're going to kill next, what they're going to do next, and the Predator just pops up. And the Predator is popping up everywhere Batman went. If you notice, he's just basically telling him and killing whatever in sight. Basically stepping on Batman's quote-unquote hunting grounds, if you're seeing it from the Predator's perspective. But the Predator starts going to work, and he just starts murdering everyone in sight. And I love how he just uses the voice, The Predator pops up behind Batman. One of the mafioso guys takes a shot. Well, bam. Now this kind of catches the Predator by surprise. He falls down, takes off temporarily, because they're not bulletproof. They have certain kinds of armor, but they're not bulletproof. They do have to heal themselves. And Batman has found some blood. Not only that, Batman may have found a lead. So Batman's starting to plan out what he's going to do next, what kind of creature he's dealing with. And he's on the hunt. And he's found it. He's found the creature's lair. He is in the lion's den. And the lion is preparing himself for Batman. And Batman's surprised. This creature pops up, and he's not exactly a beauty contest winner, but Batman's dealt with a lot of different things over time. And they kind of exchange batarangs. I love this bladed weapon that Predator has. It's from Predator 2. Very cool. Spear is awesome. And like I said, looks like he's really built for close combat. But he's without his mask, and without his mask, it kind of affects his sight. So Batman sort of takes advantage of that and kind of distracts him and drops a big thing of metal on him. And this is the way Batman is, he will use his mind, to outsmart his opponents. If he can get a leg up, an edge up, anything. But this Predator's pure power shoots his way out. Basically, at this point, there's no rules, This Predator's pissed off and wants blood. He's tried to be cool, but no. Batman's on the floor, Batman's out, and the Predator's ready to take a trophy. Will Batman be another skull on the mantle? We'll find out the next time, and I will catch you on the flip side.